Welcome to Punky's World. This video is a part of my ongoing playlist about my health, birth defects, all the things that have been wrong with me in my life. This video is specifically about my eyesight. Nobody knew when I was born how bad it was. When I got to be around the age where you would have a cup, maybe 18 months, 2 years, I would not quite get the cup to the table and drop it on the floor. I've talked about that before. And my mother jokingly would say, "What are you, blind?" You know, my mother said actually both of my parents would say that jokingly, not realizing that, well, in fact, I was. I am what is classified as legally blind in my right eye. Legally blind is a vision of 20/200. It's 20-200. And it means, now, legal blindness, they also called it no measurable vision in my right eye. Legal blindness means that you perceive light. Everything's blurry. Now, I can see out of my left eye. My left eye is 20/40. Or it's 20/50, but I think with glasses it's like 20/30. It's almost perfect. My right eye, however, is 2200, and I think the best they got it with glasses was like 20/80, something like that, which is still not terrific. These days I wear bifocals because as I'm getting older, the difference between my distance vision and my reading vision is a lot more than it would be when you're young. There wouldn't be a huge difference, and I didn't need bifocals, but I've had bifocals for the past, I don't know, almost 10 years now. This is my second or third set. This is my second set of bifocals. The first time I didn't get them, I got a distance pair and a reading pair, and I regretted it. So, yeah. This would have been my third pair. I can't get that off there. I don't have, because of the legal blindness, I don't have depth perception or peripheral vision. Now, how does that affect me? Well, the peripheral vision affects me because if I'm standing in line and I don't know someone is waiting in line behind me and they're kind of off to the side, I'll turn around and smack right into them. Won't even know they're there until I hit them. So that's not good, which is why I do not operate a motor vehicle, because they don't want me doing that in a motor vehicle. So, you know, if I'm coming down this street and somebody's coming down North Street, I don't see them coming, that could be very bad for me and for them. So, yeah. And it would be instant loss of license. So, yeah. That's why I do not possess a driver's license, nor have I ever. I went to a place called Peak Rehab to be assessed for a driver's license, and they were doing testing with me, and they noticed my peripheral vision and my depth perception, because she would hold up pictures with signs and I couldn't tell how far away they were. She was like, "I'm not getting in a car with you." So, yeah. Not good. So I was not able to drive. I just, I had to mourn that for a while, the loss, you know. I have come to cope with it. Would I love to get behind the wheel in some dirt driveway somewhere where there was nothing I could hit, just to see what it felt like just once? Sure. So, needless to say, like I said, it was something I had to mourn. And you don't just mourn the loss of other people or the loss of a pet or whatever. And some people would be saying, but how could you mourn something you never had? Something you never did. Because I always wanted to do it, just like I had to mourn the loss of the ability to have a child. But anyway, so, and I talked to my ophthalmologist, who has been my ophthalmologist since I was 2, and I asked him, and he looked at me, and he said, no. When I asked him about a driver's license, he didn't even hesitate. He said, no. Okay, Dr. Kazarian, I hear you loud and clear. If you say no, sir, it is no. You know my eyes better than anybody. So, yeah. And even my optometrist said it was a bad idea. So, yeah, that was not good. So let's see. Because I can't see from a distance, if something is further away than is within my visual field, I have learned, like, I don't have a VCR with a clock actually set because I don't have a remote control for my VCR, but a VCR clock or a cable box clock, which original cable boxes did not have a clock. Originally, they had the channel numbers on them, but I don't think the channel numbers stayed up all the time. And they were red. Anyway, I learned the shape of those numbers so that if they were just out of my range of vision, if I could trace the shape with my eyes, I could tell you what time it was. I shocked my parents one day. We were watching something, and they were going through coins, and the guy held up a coin, and my parents were trying to figure out what it was. One of them said a quarter, one of them said a nickel, and I said, actually, that's a dime. And they said, how can you see that? And I said, because I know the shapes, and I know how thin a dime is. And that's when I told them about what I always did with the VCR and the cable box clocks if I was too far away. I knew the shapes. And that comes in handy with gravestones, because if they're really old ones and all you can do is trace the shape of the letters. My father taught me, even before I was taught in sewing class, use your hands. When you can't see and something is textured like a gravestone, feel it. Feel. And my father taught me that from the time I can remember. Feel. And so that's one thing you use is feel. So like I said, the gravestones, I was the best at tracing them out because it was a technique I used with my vision. that my father gave me, and that I was given also, that was reinforced in home economics in sewing class. Well, feel the head of the needle and put the thread in. Well, that's only part of my problem, is seeing the hole in it. The other part of my problem is having the hand-eye coordination to put the thread in the hole and not on the side of the hole, or above the hole, or below the hole, which is another story entirely. My hand-eye coordination is poop. But anyway, and my father was one of the first people to say, boy, her hand-eye coordination is terrible, you know. But my parents, like I said, they took me to the eye doctor, and he said, Mrs. Wilson, yeah, if you stood next to your refrigerator, Angelina could not tell the difference. What? You know, I don't think you expect to hear that. So, and my right eye is crossed. See if I can show you that. Yeah, you can kind of see. My left eye, yeah, you can really see it when you look. You see my left eye. My right eye is crossed. I can't move my right eye. Yeah, I can't move it. Now my left eye, it moves slow, but I can move it. That felt weird. Anyway. See, I can't, but you can see my right eye. And my glasses do help somewhat, but it's still crossed. And because I'm cross-eyed, I used to get accused of staring at. Okay. Insufficient storage. But that's really the end anyway. I had patch therapy, and it didn't really help much, which is why I had 2 years of kindergarten, because I had a half a year at home, because I had a patch over my good eye and it wasn't safe. I went through a lot.